Hey, how's it going? So it's been a while. I'm not going to bore you with the whole story of my life. We're all busy. I'm back now and I want to fill you in on what's been going on, what I've been focusing on, what I've been learning, and where I feel like I'm headed. And so in preparation for this, I wrote down a list of all the things I've been up to, and it's a lot, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I do want to fill you in though on my path. It's not the right path, it's just how my career is unfolding. And if you get something out of that, then that's great. I want to have fun sharing it. In previous videos, I've tried to be, super concise and to the point and bam, 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 bam. And, sometimes you just want to talk like a normal human being, okay? I'll do my best not to rant and go off on tangents, but I want to have fun whilst I'm here, because if I'm not having fun, then what's the point in me doing this? So that being said, a while back, well, round about May, June, I was still playing around with this idea of learning iOS at the same time as learning JavaScript. Now, if you're not familiar with my story, I spent 2 years studying iOS. I built an app, it's in the App Store, but I was drawn to continue with JavaScript. And I think the primary reason why, even though I was still playing around with that idea, the reason why I've turned my back on iOS now, Swift iOS that is, the reason why my day-to-day, the projects that are coming my way, the kind of work that my clients need right now is web development, okay? That they don't need native app development from me. I've partnered with a designer, I'm working as a subcontractor to an agency, and so I feel like I'm letting them down by focusing on some totally other technology when really I need to be working on my JavaScript chops. And the reason being is because, and to make this point, I've spread myself really thin. In the beginning, I was learning from Locke, and he's a UX UI designer. So I learned some UX and some UI and the usual HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but I was also working on servers and VPSs, dabbled in PHP, did some Python, some Ruby, I tried everything, but I'm not yet a master of any of these. Even though I have spread myself thin, it does help me out on occasion, and I'll get to that later. I've made a note of it. There's something I want to share with you which demonstrates that. But here's the thing, if I'm away learning Swift iOS, I can't leverage any of that in my day-to-day projects. The other thing that plays into this is this question of how much can I really learn all at once? And majority of people that I hear talking about this will encourage you to master something first, master a language first, and then they learn another technology. But I got so excited about this idea that I was going to become a super top class iOS developer and a JavaScript React Native developer. I was like, nah man, screw this, I'm just going to go for it, I'm going to have both of them. It's kind of biting off more than you can chew. So yeah, I tried to do it. I did the beginnings of the CS50 course. It's a free course on YouTube. It's a Harvard computer science introductory course lectured by David Malon. He's a super engaging, energetic lecturer. He's world class. So yeah, I got drawn into that because the idea was, okay, going into iOS development, native Swift, or even React Native, it's good to have some foundation behind it. Or at least that's what I've read from people. They recommend, get a good foundation of, memory management, even though a lot of that is done for us now with a lot of these tools. It's just good to know. But again, I keep getting drawn back to my day-to-day projects, JavaScript, sometimes some PHP, that kind of thing. So yeah, how much can the brain hold all at once? I think it can hold a lot. Actually, just recently I was having a conversation with a PhD language lecturer. He speaks many languages, and I asked him, you know, how much can the brain hold? And he said, oh, it's infinite. That was his take on it anyway. And I tend to agree that, do we really know the limit as to how much information you can hold? That being said, I've done projects in the past and I've come back to it 4 months later and it's like, how did I even do this? How did I make it work? So I think it's best to master just one thing. At least that's the path that I'm going to go down. Master JavaScript, then we'll see. Then we'll see. If I'm at least learning JavaScript, maybe it's React Native. Even though there may not be any React Native projects that come my way for a while yet, at least the JavaScript chops are going to come in handy. And while we're on the topic of native apps and React Native, there's also progressive web apps. Now, I don't know too much about them, so go check out some other videos about that. But the general gist of a progressive web app is it runs in the browser on your mobile phone, but it uses something called service workers, whereby you can store and have access to data even when you're not connected to the internet, and you can have that app go to your home screen. So it has many benefits, and the feeling I get is that it is going to be the future. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. It's just the general feeling that I get is that native apps seem to have had their time in the limelight, and other solutions, other go-to, cheaper solutions are being entertained and are the go-to solution for a lot of companies and startups. And so yeah, I've sung Swift's praises in the past. I really loved it. I love the language, but again, goes back to my day-to-day. And this is another thing as well. Take stock of what's going on in your area, what the agencies are looking for in your area. Even if you're a freelancer, you never know when the time might come where you have to knock on a local... I work remotely with people in New York, but it's just good to know what's going on. Are they building WordPress sites? Are they working with startups doing Node.js or Vue or React? Or it's just good to know. Hope you got something from this. Thanks for all of you who gave me encouragement to come back, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Hey, before you go, if you're a beginner wanting to learn web development, then let me tell you about Team Treehouse. For $25 per month, you're going to get access to all of these tracks: full stack JavaScript, web design, front-end web development. They've got the lot: C#, PHP, WordPress, you name it. I'm an affiliate, so I've left a link in the video description. If you do decide to sign up, I'll receive a little kickback, so thank you for that. It supports what I do over here on YouTube. But don't just take my word for it, go check it out. There's a free trial. It's my go-to place for learning JavaScript. Even recently, actually, I was learning the new CSS grid layout from them. And you can always count on Team Treehouse to produce top quality tutorials with quizzes. They've got a forum. There's always new stuff coming out. So thanks for supporting what I do, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.